Welcome back to the channel. If you've seen my mango habanero mead, I got another fruit and spice mead for you today. We have a raspberry chipotle mead. So let me show you how I made it. I'm going to try something a little bit different today. I'm going to show you the whole recipe card. You can screenshot it, open it in a different window, and use it as reference as we go. You can check the Mead Tools link in the description for my nutrient schedule, or you can make your own. We'll start off with 6 pounds of water and 3.5 pounds of honey right into the fermenter. You can use pretty much any honey for this. I used a local wildflower. The flavors we're adding are pretty intense, so the character might get a little buried. Save your good stuff for back sweetening if you want it to shine. In a brew bag, I added 1.5 pounds of raspberries that had been frozen and thawed with pectic enzyme, and 2 dried Merida chipotles. I didn't chop or de-seed these at all, I just threw them right in and out of the bag. These bring in a lot of heat and smoky flavor, so if you want to tamper that a little bit, use 1 pepper instead, and you can decide later if you want to add another one. Tied up and sunk the bag, then added 1.5 grams of Opti Red and 2 grams of FT Rouge. Then I pitched the yeast and let it ferment, adding nutrients over the next few days. I used RC212 for this, because I thought treating it like a bold red would mesh well with the added flavors. After it went dry in about 2 weeks, I racked it over to secondary. I really liked the shot of this color in the sunlight. I know we didn't use a ton of raspberries here, but I was surprised it wasn't as red as my raspberry chocolate mead that used a similar ratio. That one's like a dark ruby red, this one's just a little pink. Anyway, I stabilized it in secondary and then let it sit on another 1.5 pounds of raspberries for some fresh raspberry character. I stayed in secondary for about 10 days before I racked it over to a final carboy and added 0.5 pound of honey. You can go a little sweeter on this. I did a taste test of it semi-sweet and I actually really liked it, so I decided to call it good. I do think how I like this is probably not how most people would, so definitely adjust it as necessary. After the raspberry dilution, this came out to about 12% alcohol, had a back sweetened gravity of 1020, and then I let it clear and racked it into bottles. Alright, now that you've seen how it's made, let's see how it tastes. So this is another one where I am filming the tasting before I actually edited the video. So I don't remember all of the specifics of this. This was started in early January, so it's been 3 months since this filming, maybe 4 since the video comes out. I don't know. My workflow is kind of all over the place when it comes to new videos. But I have a little taster bottle right here. It is a nice, like, kind of pinkish color, which was kind of surprising because if you've seen the raspberry chocolate, I used the same ratio of raspberries, and maybe I used a lighter honey, but definitely didn't get as like bright ruby red as the last one. So give this a pop. Yeah, that is a brilliant color. So this one, despite, Chipotle not being as hot of a pepper as habanero, I didn't remove the seeds in this. I just threw the whole dried Chipotle in there. And it shows. It came out way spicier. Smells bright and smoky. So kind of like how, an actual Chipotle pepper smells with some acidity and brightness. Raspberries there. Honey's a little bit subdued. Definitely covered the pepper and the fruit, kind of covered that mostly. But let's give it a taste. It's got heat. It's got good heat, but it's got heat. This is one where a glass is enough, and whether that's a good thing or a bad thing for you, I guess that's up to you. If you want, this is not one that you're gonna sit and drink a lot of. I served this to some friends, and we all had 1 glass, and we're like, okay, that was good, but that's enough. It's really good though. And this one is semi-sweet. I guess if you wanted to make it more crushable, raise the sweetness a little bit, you might be getting into dessert wine territory where still one glass is enough. But I think it's okay to have meads that are enjoyable in smaller doses. That's normal. There's a lot of pepper in that. it's it's hard to like say what it's like on the front end and the middle and the exhale, because it's the middle and exhale is like pepper. It's smoky, earthy, slightly sweet pepper. Up front is where you get some acidity and raspberry, and it kind of blends in, transitions into that pepper flavor. I don't know if I would do this differently next time. I almost said, I'd probably put less pepper in it next time, but I don't know. I'm very pleased with how it came out. I'm very pleased with the color. That is gorgeous. It's a combination that works really well. I think, honestly, if you think of a salsa that you like that has a fruit and a pepper in it, it'll probably go well together. I would like to expand this line of peppers. I kind of want to do a pineapple jalapeno. I think that would be pretty good. And possibly a peach ghost pepper. Might be getting into too spicy. I really like how ghost peppers taste though, so I'd probably process those the same way I did the habaneros. No seeds, pepper in secondary to really get that flavor out of it. But yeah, acidic fruits and spicy peppers, great combo. Highly recommend. Anyway, that's all I got. Peace.